Well, hey everyone, it's Carrie Beck, Homeschool Superheroes. Yes, I am sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was all set to push the button and Facebook kicked me off. So I don't know what happened. But we are here tonight and this is so exciting. I am so excited about this week. We have already been getting some great comments from our VIPers about how helpful our speakers are. Some of you have even asked the question, is Homeschool Superheroes really legit? Well, let me just read something that I read today for the first time. I wasn't prepared to read it at this very moment, but I'm going to read it now. This is what, let's see. This is what Sabrina had to say. She said, I was a little skeptical when I signed up for Homeschool Superheroes 2021. This is the first presentation. She was watching Abby Banks' presentation, and she said, it's the first one I've watched, and it had so much practical, useful information. It was definitely worth it. I enjoyed it so much. I plan on watching it again and taking notes. That is why I have spent so much time, and our speakers have spent so much time trying to prepare for this week. So let's get started. Okay, we are going to have a giveaway during this kickoff. I'm going to give away a VIP pass, and the way you can enter the VIP pass giveaway is by leaving a comment. You can, every time you leave a comment, you will be entered into the giveaway. So here, and if you already have the VIP pass, we will refund it to you so everyone can play the game. So the first thing I would like you to do is you can leave a comment and just tell us, I know I already put this on there, either what's your favorite thing about homeschooling or what's your least favorite thing about homeschooling. That would be one thing that you could share. The other thing, if you want to leave, is what overwhelms you, because that's what I'm going to talk about right now. What overwhelms you in your homeschooling? So feel free to go ahead and start leaving a comment. Oh, yay for giveaways. I told you I've got it, and I've got some surprises for you coming up as well. But we want to go ahead and jump right into this since I was a couple minutes late. And to be honest, the other reason I is I had over 50 people wanting to get into this group for Homeschool Superheroes, and at 10 till I was trying to approve all of them. So let's just jump right in and see what we're going to talk about. Thank y'all for here. Scheduling multi-ages. We got people for that. Homeschooling with a little one. Oh, that is one that I've heard over and over. And I said a year ago I was going to write something about what to do with toddlers and preschoolers. And I was answering someone's question today about that and what to do with the 2-year-old. And I was saying it out loud. I said, Carrie, you just need to write down all the answers that you send to these people, which I really need to do. I haven't had time to do that. So let's take a step back. What's causing your overwhelm? If you haven't written it as a comment, go ahead and write it as a comment. It feels good to be able to get it out and put it out there in public. And I can pretty much guarantee if it is causing you overwhelm, it is causing other moms and dads overwhelm as well. That's what we want to talk about. How can we stop the overwhelm and homeschool with confidence? We're going to spend the first few minutes talking about that, and then I'm going to go over the whole week and how you can get the most out of Homeschool Superheroes. So feel free to put some answers in the comments. Let me just see what we have. I love keeping my kids at home. I love seeing that. I love being able to manage our time. Scheduling multi-ages overwhelms me. That makes sense. Homeschooling with a little one. My favorite thing is the freedom. It's so fast I can't even keep up with this. Homeschooling allows family to focus on our majors and our values. I love the flexibility. My favorite thing is being able to keep them out of the indoctrination centers. Oh yes, give them a Christ-centered education. What overwhelms me? I have a child with behavioral issues that fights with me every day for the last several years on doing homeschooling. So we got some good answers. I will tell you, I will be looking at all the answers, and I can tell you that we have got superheroes that will be here to answer your questions. If you are overwhelmed and you don't feel like you get what you need tonight, then reach out. These homeschool super, especially if it's a character issue with your kids. We've got some people talking about character issues, so I'm excited for them to be here as well. All right. You know, yesterday morning I was praying, and I don't know if you know me or not, but I will just tell you I am a person of faith. I have a lot. My faith is in Jesus Christ. I am going to begin the overwhelm session with my faith. I will move in to some other practical tips on overwhelming and some things that I think will help you. But I have to start with what's most important and the thing that helps me reduce my overwhelm. Because you see, yesterday as I was praying, I ran to get a note card to write this down. I wrote, I need to start with Jesus. Because how do I start each day to reduce my overwhelm? I start my day with Jesus. Actually, it is in bed. And yes, believe it or not, it is with my phone. Because you see, every day I start my day reading my Bible. And, you know, I know there are a lot of people that open their phone and look at texts or Facebook or whatever it is. But I have a Bible reading plan that goes through the whole year chronologically, and it gets my focus off of me, off of what I need to get done. And I have, even though, for those of you that don't know me, I have 3 kids that are grown. No, I don't have a picture of them. I have 3 kids that are grown. I have 4 grandkids. We've already finished homeschooling. But we still have to start our day somewhere. And I wished when I was homeschooling that in my bed I immediately thought of Jesus Christ. You see, what's happened is the last 5 years have been very difficult. I've gone through a lot of ups and downs. I will go through that later in the week. But that has focused me on Jesus Christ. And so the first thing I do is I pull out, I'll just show you because I didn't really plan on all this, but hey, why not? You can see right there the Holy Bible app, and it's a YouVersion app, and I have a reading plan that goes through chronologically. I have other reading plans. I pretty much always don't get out of bed till I have read at least 1 chapter of the Bible. Sometimes I read the whole day. Most of the time I do because I have time. But I believe that the best thing that you can do is start your day with God. I believe you need to seek Him first. The other thing, yesterday, that was what God told me. And then it was reinforced this morning. When I was actually at church, we started a brand new series on the Sermon on the Mount. And the title of the series is Seek Him First. And I immediately wrote it down. I was like, that's it. That's what I need to share with my moms and dads tonight. We need to seek Him first. We need to seek God first in our life. We need to seek Him first each day and first thing in the morning. And I can hear some of you saying, I am not a morning person. Well, sometimes I'm not either. I'll be really honest with you. Sometimes when I'm reading my Bible reading plan, my chapters, I fall asleep. And then I wake up and go through them again. But I get it. I still think that when you start it off being open with God and He sees your heart, He's going to walk with you all the rest of the day. Plus, I think there are things that, I mean, I've been reading Jeremiah. It's pretty depressing, but because it's all, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's what the world is going on right now. But you know what's been interesting is as I read Jeremiah, I actually pray out loud some of those verses, especially the verses about you are my strength, you are my refuge. So, where is your focus first thing in the morning? Where is your focus all day long? If your focus is on this little thing and you're constantly picking up this thing or whatever device you have, that is going to overwhelm you. I can just guarantee you. If your focus is on Jesus Christ, then that will reduce your overwhelm. I know we still have lots of activities. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. But where is your focus? Who are you focusing on? I think it's important that we prioritize our time with God. So, I already told you I read my Bible on here. My prayer list is on here. I have alarms during the day. Just ask the people that are around me. All of a sudden there are alarms. The alarms are either to drink more water or to pray. Those are the 2 things I try to remind myself. But the phone is a bad thing in a lot of ways, but it can be used for good. So I have alarms that go off. And then there is a prayer list and with just a few verses that I can pray for certain groups of people throughout the day. And it sometimes only takes me a minute or 2. So that's one thing. If we can keep our focus on Jesus, we need to find time for that. The other thing I would really encourage you to do we've read our Bible, but to pray. So maybe you don't have time to pray. Because I remember, okay, you're right, I don't have kids at home, but I just spent a weekend with a 2-year-old last weekend while her baby brother was born, and she ended up in bed with me, I think, every single night because it was just odd, and mom and dad were gone. They were at the hospital, and no one could go because of COVID. So I will tell you 2 things I did. I wasn't even planning to tell you this. I immediately downloaded the kids version of the Holy Bible app. So this is 2 things. Y'all are going to think I'm crazy. But we watched it in Spanish because she's 2 years old and she's learning English, so why not let her learn Spanish? She watched creation, she watched Noah's Ark, she watched the fall of man, all in Spanish. And the second day she got in bed with me, she's like, Jesus, Jesus, and she's pointing to the phone. It only took her 1 day to say, hey, I want to talk about Jesus here. So there's another thing. So if you've got that kind of problem. Now, let's talk about prayer. I do try. There were many years I would pray in bed before I got out of bed because I knew once my feet hit the ground, people were going to come and bother me the whole rest of the day. I did try to pray in the bathroom. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I now, even when I'm with the 2-year-old, it doesn't work with older kids, I pray on walks. I will say this, when my kids were older, I went on walks by myself before they ever got up. I got up at 5 or 5:30 and I prayed while I was on that walk. That was just a way that I could get focused in the right direction. So I think that's important. I also think that as we're making decisions about our homeschool, so that we can be confident in our homeschool, so that we can get rid of the overwhelm, God gave us 2 ears, and they are to listen to Him, to be still and listen, to be still and know. That's what this little necklace says. Be still and know. Be still and know that He is Lord. And it's really hard because when you have kids, they're like going everywhere. And you have to try to pull it all in and pay attention to everyone and juggle all the schedules, and that becomes overwhelming. So if you can start your day just in prayer, and I'm not going to go through this, but I will tell you the 3 scriptures I pray now every morning for my family. Ephesians 6, the armor of God, because we are in a battle and we need to be prepared for that battle. Put on the armor of God. 1 Corinthians 13, that we would love well with God's love. Love is patient and kind. If I pray that every day, it becomes a part of who I am. And then Psalm 51, which is a prayer of confession to get ready for the day. So I think it's really important that we start our day reading and praying. And believe it or not, we can even use our phone to move that forward as well. So there's a few things. One thing I do want to say is, in the presence of the Lord is joy. So when we spend time reading His Word and praying, we are in His presence and we have joy, and that joy can overcome our overwhelm, believe it or not. And so I think when we have joy and we're in the presence of the Lord, the face of God is shining on each one of us. The other thing that's so cool about joy is the joy of the Lord is our strength. So we can have strength to get through all the overwhelming things that pop up during the day. In the presence of the Lord is joy. So that's where we get joy. Joy is not just happy, giddy. It's just a pure joy. Our focus is on Him. The joy of the Lord is our strength. And that is what will get us through. Now, I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm going to move into 2 tips to stop the overwhelm and homeschool with confidence. Before we talk about those 2 tips, I want to ask you a question. What fills you up? This is something we were talking about in church today, and I was like, oh, I need to share this with the homeschoolers. What fills you up? You know, they were making the point that we need to be empty before we can be filled up. Because if we are filled up with social media, we can't be filled up with God. If we are filled up with the world and all the problems, we can't really be filled up with God. If we are filled up with others' opinions, others' recommendations, we can't be filled up with God. So we do need to empty ourselves to God and then be able to be filled up with Him. Just something to think about. It's something I'm sort of wrestling with, and I just thought I would share it with you. So, where is your focus? How do you start your day? hopefully he started with the Lord. I know that sounds simple, and I know it's not easy. Believe me, I did not spend near as much time with God last weekend with the 2-year-old there than I normally do. So I know we go through seasons of life, but God is merciful. He is grace, and he is full of patience with us. The biggest thing is, where is our heart? Okay, so what are 2 tips? God is number 1. What are 2 other tips that we can stop the homeschool overwhelm and homeschool with confidence? One of the first things, and I mentioned this in the description of tonight, is quit the comparison trap. It is so hard, but I'm going to tell you right now, if you are on here scrolling through Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and all the perfect things out there, you're going to be overwhelmed, because you're going to feel like you're not good enough. Even going through our group itself, some of these people are like, oh, I'm doing this and this and this and this. You know what? If that is too much for you, you need to take a step back and listen to God and see where he is pointing you. All right? So we really need to pay attention to this phone. And if your kids, I will tell you, when I was homeschooling, we had dumb phones. We did not have smartphones. We had desktops. We did not have laptops or other devices. My fear when my kids were at home was the memory of mom would be the back of her head staring at a computer. That was my fear. Now, thankfully, they don't have that thought. But that I was afraid that I would spend too much time doing that. So I made sure that all morning long while we were homeschooling, I did not get on the computer. It might be something for you to get rid of the overwhelm and all the comparison and quit getting on social media every 20 minutes or 2 minutes or 30 minutes. And don't pick up a device when you're homeschooling. I can pretty much guarantee if you do not pick up a device while you're homeschooling, then you will have reduced overwhelm. And I think you'll have more confidence because you will be paying more attention to God and more attention to where you are headed. Now, some of you are saying, oh, but we homeschool online. Okay, fine. Set aside your laptop or your iPad or whatever, and that's the only thing, and the only thing we get on during homeschool hours is that. We need to get control of the devices and the screens. That's your kids, and that's yours. If you are constantly on here, they are seeing you do that, and we need to quit doing that. That causes overwhelm. And some of you say that your kid's attitude is what overwhelms you. Well, and they're like the screens. I will tell you, screens. That's why I keep holding this thing up. I will tell you right now, you are the parent, and you need to be in charge. And I've heard people say, oh, but my kid won't let me take them away. Well, who is the parent? We need to really take a step back and see who is taking care of the house and who is in charge of the family. And I would say that you are in charge of the family when they are living in your home. So comparison, phones, social media, we need to get control of that. The second tip I would give you is know where you're headed. What mountain are you climbing? What is at the top of your homeschool mountain? If you know what mountain you are climbing, then you can make wise steps along the way. You can also throw off all the boulders that you don't need to get to the top. There are so many opportunities. And if you're like me, I wanted to say yes to everything. I didn't want to say no because I felt like I was depriving my kids. But you know what? That isn't always the best thing. We need to give our kids a calm, restful situation. And sometimes we need to say no. The easiest way to say no to the right activities, to choose the best over the good, is to know where you're headed. Okay, the real word that all of you have heard is goals. But let's face it, you are headed up a mountain. For my family personally, our mountaintop was that our children could think critically and biblically in any situation. That meant we had to give them the tools of learning, a love of learning, critical thinking skills. There were a lot of things that went into that. But the top of that mountain was to think critically and biblically. I don't have my glasses. I wanted to put on the glasses, my lens of scripture, through any decision they had to make. So, when there was an opportunity, if it did not meet that mountaintop, then I could say no. If it met that mountaintop, I could say yes. And that included love of learning, tools of learning, critical thinking. There are a wide variety of things. But some of the things didn't really matter. And if that would reduce the overwhelm in our family, we said no to those. So, no can really be a magic word. So, let me just look at the comments before I move forward. Oh, I get overwhelmed trying to get everything done. I think I try to do too much. Yes, I think I was just talking about trying to find a routine that works for us. I will say, Melissa, I'm going to be talking about homeschool schedules, I think, on Wednesday morning. Every morning this week at 9 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Eastern time, I will be popping here for kickoff. I will be talking about the topic of the day, and I will be giving announcements. We will have some giveaways and door prizes if you're here during that 10 o'clock live time. It's during Eastern time. So on Wednesday, I'll be talking about scheduling and routines and that type of thing. We got some new homeschoolers. That's exciting. Juggling 2 children. I feel like a focus on the elder and the younger occupies themselves. And I will say one thing that for overwhelming with that, sometimes we need to realize it's okay for our kids to work on their own. That is actually a really good thing, because by the time they get to high school, they should be planning their days and making choices about their school. So they can do little bitty bits in elementary school and junior high as well. Many of you have more than one kid. I keep my Bible by my bed, so even if I'm tired to get out of bed, I can't give myself the excuse not to read. Donnell, thank you for that. I probably should put my Bible there. My phone is right there because I read books in the middle of the night when I wake up, but that's one thing. I have to read in the paper Bible so I don't get distracted by my phone apps. That is really an important thing, because I have found, Jennifer, that but if I'm reading at 5 or 6 in the morning, not that many things are going off here, but I love a paper Bible. I love my real Bible. I just had it rebound with some real leather, and I love it. So I do use that, but it's just one way. Even if I just read a psalm in the morning, it just gets me started. Physical Bible that I purchased because there are commentaries. That's a good thing too as well. Prayer is important. I seem to favor my prayer at nighttime before bed. And that's another thing. I'm not saying everything has to be done first thing in the morning, but I do believe however you start your day is what sort of pushes you through. So if you start looking at Facebook and Instagram, and I'm not just picking any email or Twitter or whatever, it can get you lopsided. And I pretty much don't look at that till I'm finished going on my walk. Because I think too often, one thing I really encourage business owners is they don't look at email until they're finished doing the important things in their business. I would say the same thing with homeschoolers. Don't look at email till you've gotten your homeschool day. It's just going to distract you, especially if there's a bad email or text or whatever. I see the other thing is I don't get notifications, and that's really important. I get them for text and WhatsApp, and that's pretty much it. I don't get Facebook and all that. Oh my gosh, that would drive me crazy. Email, that would drive me crazy. So even when there's a red dot, I just don't look at it until I have time to deal with it. Praying God's word is my go-to method. That is so important. Okay, I'm going to look at some of these later. I tend to be a scheduler, so when the schedule gets hijacked by life, I can get overwhelmed. And that's another thing. I think that's when we're walking with God, and when we start our day with God, He can give us some flexibility. One thing that I have claimed is God gives me so much mercy, grace, patience, forgiveness. And when I pray that every morning, it helps me to offer that to other people. One of my other prayers is the fruit of the Spirit in Galatians, that we would hold fast to Jesus, like He says, to abide or remain. When we hold fast to Jesus, then the fruit pours out of us. Our job is to hold fast to Him, and then the fruit will pour out after that. And so then we do have grace and mercy and kindness and peace and love and joy and gentleness and kindness and self-control. There's one of the big ones. Okay, I'm going to go through and read the rest of the comments later. For those of you that are just joining us, I am giving a VIP pass away. If you've already bought it, I will refund your money to someone in the comments. But what I want to do is spend the rest of our time together going over the rest of the week and how you can get the most out of Homeschool Superheroes. So I want to start off with our title partner. We are partnering with the International Association of Creation. Stephen Policastro, he may be on here, and I'm probably butchering his name. We've practiced it a few times. He founded this organization to help make homeschooling legal around the world. He recently posted a map of countries that are green, yellow, and red, and you can go find that in our in here. And it is amazing. France, I just posted a story yesterday about France. France, if they come to you and you are homeschooling and you use Christian curriculum, they will take it away. And then you go buy it and you hear them coming and you go hide it away. And if they end up finding it, they're going to fine you some more and take your books away. And so we have freedoms that we don't even realize. And we need to be praying for these people. We need to be doing things. So what I am doing is Homeschool Superheroes. 5% of our profits will go to IAC to benefit them. We have some speakers that are donating 5% of their profits, their commissions, and if they donate 5%, I will match another 5%, so that's really 10% from any speaker. I want to make sure that you know who they are, because we want to give a shout out to these speakers that are donating 5% to IAC to help make homeschooling legal around the world. Richie Soares, Sarah Miller, Amy Smith, Annette Breedlove, Betsy Sproger, Katie J. Trent, and Katie Wolf. And if I missed one of you, I'm sorry. I went back and looked at my list. But I believe that is all of the ones that are donating 5% of their commissions from any VIP passes that you have bought. So if you buy a VIP pass at any time, 5% of our profits will be going to them. If you buy it through one of these speakers, then we will really be giving 10%. The speaker gives 5 and I give 5. And so that's something really great, I think, that we can do, since this is all about preparing us for the year. The other thing I want you to be aware of is Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, no, 10 o'clock Eastern Time. It's on the schedules, and I've got the schedules. I'll tell you about those in a minute. I will be interviewing Stephen live here. We'll probably be in the Zoom meeting. And for those of you that have not been in the members area, when you get into the members area, at the very top, there's about 4 or 5 things you need to look for. One of those is how to watch the live sessions. So if you want to watch the live sessions, you want to ask those speakers or interviewers questions, you need to find it. It's the same login every single time. But you need to click on that. All you do is, it's a Zoom, just click on it, get in there, and you'll be with us. Okay? And so Stephen on Tuesday morning, our title partner with IAC, I will be interviewing him, and we will be talking about homeschooling around the world and the freedoms that we have and the superheroes around the world that are suffering because they are choosing to homeschool even if it's not legal at that time. Throughout the week, every morning during my daily kickoffs at 10 in the morning, I will be sharing about one country and a prayer request. I think this is a great opportunity, a great homeschooling tie-in for your kids. So let's say I share about Bolivia one morning. You can take your kids, you can go to the world map and you can find Bolivia. You can just even go read about Bolivia, and then you can pray for Bolivia or whatever country it is, and the prayer requests that we have for you that day. We will also be posting, I will post another story tonight, but we are posting stories, real life stories of things that are happening. And you might also do that. You can, with your kids, write letters to homeschool families just to encourage them. And there is a website that you can submit those. You could write those letters, or your children can write them, and that'd be a great writing activity as well. So every morning at 10 o'clock Eastern Time, I will be giving a short little talk, shorter than tonight. I will be giving updates. I will give a prayer request for one country each morning. Tuesday is my interview with Stephen Policastro. Now, if you also get in the members area, at that top area, and I meant to bring a picture of a screen share, but I didn't get it, there is a section that says daily schedules. When you get into that daily schedule, you will find PDFs that look something like this. You will see all classes are Eastern Time. This is Mondays. Monday's topic is homeschool subject areas. Every day at lunchtime, you'll see the red dots. That is how to homeschool lunchtime advice. And then in the evening, we will have a homeschool encouragement in the evening talk as well. So the blue dots are the subject of the day, the red dots are how to homeschool, and the yellow dots are homeschool encouragement. You will see our schedule here. Now, if you see a dark blue circle, that is a live session. You will need to log in to watch that. We will upload it to the members area as soon as it's over, but those are live sessions. So tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we have a keynote address from Andrew Pudawa of IEW. He will be talking about culture, curriculum, and care, building community in a time of need. This is a really important topic. I highly encourage you to hop on. We will be streaming this through Zoom for you to be able to watch. And this is from Andrew Pudawa with IEW. Most of you have heard of IEW. Andrew is a very encouraging, challenging, and motivating speaker. We have known each other since 2000 or before, I don't know, probably before, because my kids took a workshop from him the first or second year we were homeschooling in the late 90s. So I would encourage you right now to go ahead and print out your schedule and then circle the ones that are your top 1, 2, or 3 each day that you want to watch. And if you want to interact with a speaker that's live, you want to be sure that you mark that as well. Set a timer so you know exactly when they are. The other thing that's in the members area, for the VIP have access to everything right now. They've got, except for the live, but they have access to all the interviews. I interviewed 13 of our superheroes, and those are already in the VIP, and then all the recorded videos, and then our live sessions will come. But the VIP also already have been downloading the swag bag. It is worth over $730, something like that. So that will be available tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock in the basic pass as well. Now, if you are a VIP, I do want to make sure that you know that you have access to the VIP bundle. And you already have that access. It's worth $342.95. We have sponsors that actually donated products, and I want to make sure that they get the recognition that they deserve, because they are not only paying us for all the technical behind the scenes and advertising and everything that's going on, they are also donating real life products to you. Like Justina of Just Classical says, investigating the orchestra with Carnival of the Animal Unit Study. We have virtual workshop bundle Marriage or Faith from Katie J. Trent, Faith, Grow Your Faith. The One Tool for a Successful Homeschool Start from In Due Season, Amber Smith. Flip Flop Spanish Nature Study. That sounds interesting. Suzanne Ghost of Flip Flop Spanish. Bundle of Mammal and Bird Characteristics Backpacks. Katie Wolf of the Wolf Pack. Clever Learning Club membership and workshop. Esty Alessandri of Clever Learning Method. There is a free MP4 Artists of the Renaissance that everyone should know from Linda LaCour Hobar. Mystery of History, 21 Days of Homeschool Prayers, Amy Smith of Rest in the Trench, Rooted Childhood September Collection from Megan DeBrell. I probably said your name wrong. I'm so sorry. Of Rooted Childhood. Free mini consultation from Rebecca Ogden of Your Confident Successful Homeschool. Apple's Unit Study for Preschool and Kindergarten from Jacqueline Barrett of Faithfully Teaching at Home. Legends of Christmas from Michelle Osborne of Yellow House Book Rental. Stress-Free Homeschooling ebook from Kathy Morrissey of The Character Corner. Reflections Color Journal from Richie Soares of Homeschool and Humor. Apples to Zebras, an ABC workbook for preschool and kindergarten from Annette Breedlove of And All You Do and Road Schooling the States with 8. I got to interview Annette, and she was in Michigan in her truck because they travel the United States and homeschool. I'm going to go ahead and read this comment because I read it at the beginning, but I've seen many of you join since then. Sabrina had this to say: I was a little skeptical when I signed up for the Homeschool Heroes 2021 VIP package. Some of y'all are still trying to figure out whether you really want to do this or not. And I understand, and it is an expense. It's a little bit more. But she says she was watching Abby Banks' workshop yesterday. This is the first presentation I have watched, and it had so much practical, useful information. It was definitely worth it. I enjoyed it so much. I plan on watching it again and taking notes. I truly believe that that is what you are going to find in every single one of our superhero sessions, whether they're recorded videos, live sessions, or interviews with me. You will get so much. Now, if you're considering the VIP, before we move on to my big surprise, I got a really good surprise. Let me just remind you that the VIP is $29 today. At midnight, it goes up to $35. You get instant VIP access to all workshops, handouts, swag, everything. You also have lifetime access, and I think that's one of the biggest reasons people will buy the VIP, because they know they cannot watch every single workshop in 24 hours. And I've had so many go, oh, I was going to do that, and then we had a crisis at home, and I missed the one workshop I wanted to. So a lot of people have bought the VIP just so they don't have to worry about that. And I had someone tell me, you know what, I am still watching the sessions from last year's Homeschool Superheroes. That to me was encouraging, because I truly believe that we have chosen speakers that really give value to you and truly help you in your homeschooling journey. So you get instant VIP access, lifetime access, and you get the VIP bonus bundle as well. Now, jump on 10 o'clock, daily kickoff. I'll be talking about homeschooling. We will start each day with prayer. I understand some of you aren't people of faith, but that is how I start. I've already talked about that. We will share a few practical tips each day on that topic. And then each day we will have either a giveaway or a freebie or a surprise bonus that you can do. But you have to be at the actual live session to enter in any of those. And for those of you that have not left a comment, I am giving away a VIP pass to someone who leaves a comment tonight. Now, here's the surprise. We have some of our superheroes that are going to go live here in the Facebook community group tomorrow about an hour after their session is released. All right. So let me just tell you, Sarah Miller, and I don't have everything. Sarah Miller will be going on, these are Eastern times, at 1 o'clock, and she will be talking about math. That's what her session was about. Annette is going to try, she's our road traveler, and she says, I don't know how good our internet will be, but I will try. So she will be trying to come on at 1:30. I will post all of this here in the group. She'll be trying to get on at 1:30, and she will be talking about, where is Annette's? Oh no, she'll be coming on at 3:30, wrong time. She'll be coming on, and she's going to be talking about using free printables to build your homeschool curriculum. And so about 3:30. At 3 o'clock Eastern time, Michelle Osborne will be talking about what do homeschoolers look like. Michelle is already finished homeschooling. She's got a lot of wisdom to share with you as well. At 4:30, Suzanne Ghost will be talking about Spanish, getting started with foreign language. She is from Flip Flop Spanish. Gina Mayo will be talking about how to teach your kids to sing music in your homeschool. At 7 o'clock, Meredith Ludwig Curtis will be talking about history. No, this one is readers. She'll be talking about readers. And then at 7:30, Amy Smith will be talking about the hidden gift of homeschool with chronic illness. I looked at her thing. There's a lot of you who have illnesses and you are still trying to homeschool. Amy and Lisa later in the week are people that you need to listen to. She'll be going live. All of these people are here to go live to answer any of your questions that you have. This is a bonus. This is a surprise. We didn't even plan it yesterday. I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. So that is just something special. It's a surprise for you. Now, let me also tell you that this would not be possible without our sponsors, and so I do need to mention every single one of them. They have done so much. They made it possible to offer you a free ticket. So I hope that whenever you see a post about one of our sponsors, that you get on and thank them. Our platinum sponsors have made possible so many things, and they are in All You Do, Your Confident Successful Homeschool, Homeschool and Humor, The Character Corner, Flip Flop Spanish, and How to Homeschool My Child. Our gold sponsors are Blue Manor Academy in Due Season, Rooted Childhood, Faithfully Teaching at Home. And we have so many silver sponsors that are supporting you. They are IEW Powerline Productions, making room for one more. This bit of life, Rest in the Trench, I Choose Joy, The Mystery of History, Grow Your Faith with Katie J. Trent, The Wolf Pack, Just Classical, Clever Learning Method, Yellow House Book Rental, and Daily Skill Building. That's a lot of people that are making it available for you to attend with a free basic pass. But you may be going, yes, but here, I want to connect with the speakers. What is the best way to connect with the speakers? Well, one, you can get on their bonus surprise sessions here in the group. Two, they will be in and out of this group. This is called our community group. It's our private community group. If you have a question for one of them, post it here. Try to tag them so that they can see, because a lot of times there are so many posts. And I know I talked about overwhelm, and you get in this group and you're going, I'm overwhelmed. It's going to be fast and furious this week, but it will settle down after that. But if you have a question, ask your question, tag the speaker. You can even put a post topic in there, like we will be putting post topics in there, but it might be a post teaching reading, teaching history, teaching with illness, whatever, and hopefully that will help you as well. First place you can communicate with them here in the community group. Secondly, in the private members area, you will see the video, and underneath it are comments. And we already have some speakers who have already put a comment in there because they want to communicate. I know that some people will be watching this on YouTube and not here on Facebook, and so you want to know, how can we communicate? You can communicate with the speakers in the Teachable platform. And then with our live sessions, the people that are going live, we will have a little chat going in our Zoom meetings as well. Now, before we leave, I need to remind you, tomorrow night is our Facebook party. Our Facebook party is at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and it is provided by our Gold and Platinum sponsors. We have good freebies and giveaways and all sorts of fun things there. And so I hope that you will join us as well. And I think that's it. I would like to say I've covered a lot, and I haven't been able to see anything, but if you have a question about anything I've said, go ahead and put it. I'm going to try to look here, and then we are going to pick our winner of the I gotta get all the okay, I need to find a way. I need to get all the comments. I'll give you another minute or two to write a comment, and then we are going to give away our VIP pass tonight. And we might even be giving another one away tomorrow morning. So Tisha says I use IEW's Fix-It Grammar. It's a great one. I love that. Where do I find the schedule PDF? If you will log into the members area, either in the VIP or in the basic, and at the top, one of those things there says daily schedules. Also, every morning we will post the schedule, the prepared schedule, and if we have any surprise bonus sessions, we will do that in a separate post, so you can look here. The hashtag this year is HSHW21. So if you want to get everything, if you want to go see all the important information, HSHW21. So yeah, if you go to the Teachable area, it is there. Someone was answering that question. Okay, I was just going to see if there are any more questions before we choose our winner. Is the members section the Teachable or on Facebook? The members area is in Teachable, and I will leave a link here. Actually, I'll post it at the top, or I may even put it in the pinned area. It's like carriebeck.teachable.com, something like that. All right, anything else? Any other questions? Okay. Thank you, Rose. This is my first superhero homeschooling conference, and I'm loving it so far, and it's only the kickoff. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get to the top and choose. Just a second. I need to get a comment and find it. Okay. The winner of the VIP is Rose Hepburn. So Rose, if you will DM me your email address on Teachable, I will sign you up. And if you've already signed up with a VIP pass, I will refund it, but it will probably happen tomorrow if it's a refund. So just send me a DM, and if you don't know, it's Carrie Klein Beck, and I'm sure there's something in this group. I'll try to post something. Usually what I post is labeled there, and so you can send me a DM. I will also tag you in this so that you can know where we are. I just appreciate all of y'all's support tonight. If you have any questions, please leave them here. I'm going to look one more time just to see. There was a question. Where was it? Y'all are so kind. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all. You don't know this, but I love doing this. But your support is just like so encouraging to me because I want to help you. I want to help you not make my mistakes because I've made plenty of those while I was homeschooling and raising kids. Just ask my children. They're like, we're not going to do that because mom did that. But we did some good things. My kids all are following Jesus, so there's the number one thing that we want to do. But I am here to help you, and things are different now than they were when I was homeschooling, and I want to walk with that journey and answer your questions, and I believe all of our homeschool superheroes feel exactly the same. So thanks so much for spending time with me. I am Carrie Beck with Homeschool Superheroes. Y'all have a great evening.